Brief introduction to the theme and the importance of unification in Chinese history. The unification of China, a pivotal event in Chinese history, occurred for the first time in 221 BC when the Qin dynasty established a great country that ended the long era of disunity and warring states. This process began with the development of Confucianism, a school of thought that aimed to end the disunity caused by the warring states period. The Qin dynasty, under the leadership of Qin Shi Huangdi, unified China through military conquest and standardization of writing, currency, and weights. The Han dynasty, which followed the Qin, expanded the empire and established a more stable and prosperous period in Chinese history.
During the Warring State period 475 to 221 BCE, China was characterized by a complex landscape of 7 major states, each vying for dominance. This map highlights the key states and their locations. Quen, located in the far west with its core in the Wei River Valley and Guangzhou. He, centered on the Shandong Peninsula. Shu, with its core territory around the valleys of the Han River and later the Yangtze River. Yan, centered on modern-day Beijing. Han, south along the Yellow River, controlling the approaches to Quen. Wei, located in the middle, roughly today's eastern Henan province. Shao, the northernmost of the three, roughly today's southern Hebei province, and northern Shanxi province. These states were the result of the consolidation of smaller states during the spring and autumn period, which led to the formation of the 7 warring states. The Quen state eventually emerged victorious, leading to the unification of China and there the Qin dynasty.
The period after the fall of Zhou dynasty was marked by a time of political and social upheaval in China. The Zhou dynasty was the longest of the early Chinese dynasties and was divided into 2 periods, the Western Zhou and the Eastern Zhou. The Western Zhou period saw the rise of the centralized state with a social hierarchy corresponding to European feudalism, while the Eastern Zhou period was characterized by the Spring and Autumn period and the Warring States period. During this period, the 7 separate states of China fought each other for supremacy, leading to a period of chaos and violence. The weakening of Central Zhou authority is reflected in the visual arts, with bronze objects no longer used solely for state and religious rituals. This period ended with victory of state of Qin over the others and the establishment of Qin dynasty, which gave China its name. Despite the chaos and disunity of period, it also produced literary, artistic, and philosophical works of startling originality and substance.
So let us discuss the chaos and disunity that characterized this time, the unification of China. So the first is the Warring States period is around to 475 to 221 BCE, was characterized by chaos and disunity due to the following factors. So first factors is the numerous small states vying for powers, this leading to constant warfare and annexation attempts. So second factors is the decline of the Zhou dynasty, which had previously held the central authority over states. So the third factor is the absence of unifying ideology or institution, this resulting to fragmented political landscape. Then the fourth factor is the rise of Confucianism and legalism, which offer different philosophical approaches to unification but did not immediately resolve the conflicts. So this period was marked by significant changes in Chinese society, culture, and politics, which ultimately paved the way for the unification of China under the Qin dynasty in 221 BCE.
Confucius, 551 to 479 BCE, was a renowned Chinese philosopher and teacher whose ideas, known as Confucianism, aimed to address the chaos and disunity that characterized the Warring States period. Confucianism emphasized personal and governmental morality, correctness of social relationships, justice, kindness, and sincerity. Confucius believed in the fundamental goodness of human nature and the perfectibility of individuals through self-cultivation. He advocated for a harmonious social order based on the five relationships: ruler-subject, husband-wife, parent to child, elder brother to younger brother, and friend to friend. Confucius also placed great emphasis on the importance of study and self-cultivation as a means to internalize the wisdom of the past and relate it to the present. Confucianism became a dominant force in Chinese culture and society, shaping the country's history, politics, and education for centuries.
Qin Shi Huangdi, born in 259 BCE, became the first emperor of China in 221 BCE, unifying the country and ending the Warring States period. He was the king of Qin state before his ascension to the throne. Qin Shi Huangdi is known for his strict legalist policies, standardization of writing, currency, and measures, as well as the construction of the Great Wall of China and the Terracotta Army. He ruled until his death in 210 BCE at the age of 49. During his fifth tour to eastern China, his reign marked the beginning of a new epoch in Chinese history, with the establishment of a fully centralized administration.
Qin Shi Huangdi played a significant role in unifying China during his reign as the first emperor of China and the founder of Qin dynasty. He rose to power in 221 BC after conquering and uniting the independent rival states of the region, ending the Warring States period. So he implemented a series of ambitious reforms aimed to establish a fully centralized administration, including the standardization of writing, currency, and measures, as well as the construction and an extensive network of roads and canals. So he also initiated the building of the Great Wall of China as a defense against northern invasions. Furthermore, he established a central government bureaucracy, replacing feudalism, and divided China into provinces, with civil and military officials, a hierarchy of ranks.
So now let's discuss about the contribution of Qin Shi Huang. So Qin Shi Huangdi played a significant role in unifying China by implementing a series of ambitious reforms. So what are his contributions? His contributions included building the Great Wall of China, which served as a defense against northern invasions. Next, standardizing writing, currency, and measures, as well as the construction of an extensive network of roads and canals. Then he established a central government bureaucracy, replacing the feudalism and dividing China into provinces. Then he introduced a legalist system which aimed to maintain order and control through strict laws and harsh punishments. So these reforms had an undoubtedly positive effect on China as a whole, as well as it progressed through history. So despite the despotic role of Qin Shi Huang and the draconian punishments he imposed, his reign had a profound and lasting impact on the bureaucratic and administrative structure of China, which served as the foundation for all subsequent dynasties in the country.
The Qin dynasty, which lasted from 221 to 206 BCE, was the first dynasty of Imperial China and established the first great Chinese empire. The dynasty was founded by Yangqing, who proclaimed himself King Shuangdi, the first sovereign emperor of Qin. The dynasty centralized state power, creating a rigid system of laws applicable throughout the country and dividing the state into a series of commanderies and prefectures ruled by officials appointed by the central government. The dynasty instituted a rigid, authoritarian government, standardized the writing system, measurements, and the weight of highways, and oversaw large-scale construction, including the First Great Wall. The Great Wall was built to prevent attacks from Mongolians and Manchus. The dynasty also built the Terracotta Army, which was part of an elaborate mausoleum created to accompany the first emperor of China into the afterlife. The army consists of thousands of clay soldiers, each with unique facial expressions and position according to rank. The dynasty's harsh methods, huge tax levies, and the burning of books led to rebellion, and after the death of Shi Huangdi in 210 BCE, the dynasty was overthrown in 207 BCE and replaced by the Han dynasty.
The Han dynasty also saw the expansion of trade, particularly along the Silk Road, which facilitated cultural and economic exchange between China and the West. The dynasty's territorial expansion and exploration were initiated by struggles with non-Chinese peoples, especially the nomadic Xiongnu of the Eurasian steppe. The Han dynasty's influence extended into the Tarim Basin of modern Xinjiang, modern Yunnan, and Hainan. This period of expansion and increased contact with the regions contributed to the flourishing of Chinese cultural, political experimentation, and great technological advances.
The Han and Qin dynasties played a significant role in shaping Chinese culture and philosophy, paving the way for the country's future development. The Han dynasty's expansion of Chinese and culture and the development of Confucianism and Taoism laid a foundation for the country's philosophical and cultural identity. The Qin dynasty's unification of China and the standardization of its systems set the stage for a country's future and growth and prosperity. The lasting impact of unification of China has still seen today, as China continues to be the major world power and the leader in technology, culture, and economies. The pursuit of unity and unification is an intrinsic drive that is inherent to the Chinese nation, and it is fundamentally determined by the feature of strong unity of Chinese civilization. National unification is at the heart of China's core interest, which is why it is a unique feature of Chinese culture and history.